Surprise, everybody! I am here! Welcome back to Contest of Justice with me, Tashi, and trestwho in the background.
It occurred to me, Takashi, then something you might want to do so as well. Do you need to turn off an alarm in your phone about notification of this reading?
I mean, I don't think we are gonna be live for that long. We are a lot earlier. But yeah, you are right. I should probably turn off my alarms. I mean, I'm still keeping the last one because I need to feed the dogs at that time.
Of course.
But hi! Good morning, everybody! Good very early morning or even very early day. Very early night for you.
Well, gee, Takashi, with enthusiastic swing of an arm, why are you on so early this morning?
I don't know, because I woke up and I can't go back to sleep.
I think I can sympathize with that, and probably a lot of people who may ever watch this.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason we are doing this, there are two things why we are doing this. One, there is no one home, so I don't disturb anyone. Second, it's not like there is someone waiting for me at the right time. If there were like 10, 30 people watching in the live, then yeah, we would probably keep the timing.
What happened to your mother? She lives with you, right?
Yeah, she's just traveling abroad right now.
Okay.
She's visiting my aunt in Ireland.
Well, hope she's having a good time.
Yeah, and I'm here defending the rules. Doing what she's doing at the moment. But yeah, we are here for more trouble and making double. Because we are still chasing down Mr. Enigma himself with all the crazier and crazier question marks.
Yeah, I recall you as being riled up. Which is an almost scripted response by the heroes.
I mean, he are getting riled up as well because some of them are actually harder now. And
Yeah.
he is now making questions that should be impossible for us. And he literally said that, oh, how did you do that? It should be impossible. There should have been an earth-shattering kaboom. Where is the kaboom?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see where this goes. Oh yeah, I can do that. I tried to highlight the whole paragraph, but we can do that here. When the hero finally arrived in the building, what should have was near at its condition. It was dilapidated and condemned. Broken windows were sealed off by plywood, lost traces of grime, and God knows what else cascading down the brick interior. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! And the rain gutters were hanging off of the roof by 10. It was disgusting, which made it a perfect place for a madman to set up a show. I'm in position, commented out, as he led it over to the building's roof. He pressed the buttons on his mask, then frowned. Lead-lined walls and rooftops. Can't see inside. I mean, even Superman wouldn't be able to see inside them.
I knew that. What I didn't know is Robin did have equipment that could have saw through the wall, except for the lead. Hmm.
I mean, it
Didn't know that.
probably, I mean, it is X-ray vision and X-ray can see through, lead.
Hmm. Right.
Someone not picking up anything either. Coming in, actually laying prone on a rooftop opposite the laboratory, holding a scope to her eye. I mean, it could be very much insulated as well. Paranoid, isn't he? I mean, yeah, he is a limbo. Well, certainly yes. And she saw Roman nod. How are we going to get in? Maybe in the front door? Like any normal human being? One moment. Roman actually pulled out the apparatus. It had fallen, revealing a twin stick interface and a holographic projection into its hull. At the same time, he saw a changed perspective, showing them the electronics in the immediate area. Immediately I told him, how are we gonna join, go in? You can use the door, you know. Yeah,
I cannot imitate Perry the Platypus.
I could.
That's pretty.
I
That's a pretty
could
hard sound
before.
effect.
I
Yeah.
could before, now I can't.
Uh,
I cannot even say this letter right here, because I don't reach the top of my mouth with my tongue. So it's
give it.
impossible.
Hold on, give it a try. From my recollection, it sounds like you say it pretty close.
I mean, it is close, but it is not an arc. That's the closest I can do. What I do is more like guttering something, and that sounds close to the letter.
Okay.
But I know that's not how you should do it. You should roll your tongue on the top of your, on the ceiling of your mouth, but... And I can't reach it, I can do it. There! Next to you, Ivory. Coming on. By placing a group weapon. West followed it, seeing that it landed on a wall embedded computer. A computer monitor with a built-in keyboard. I see it! By surprise, as she made her way toward it. The screen was idle, showing only a lowercase made industry logo that made the pick out to a question mark. She pressed a few keys, which immediately caused the screen to shift. It's password protected. Why she will. Without saying a word, Robin dropped the apparatus from above, which she isn't caught. Use this! Robin perhaps answered, and worked on it. She then crouched down and reopened the apparatus, which the wireless connected to the computer. An underscore appeared in the position, and after taking a few months to examine how the hacker worked, White began to manipulate it. Letters shifted across the screen as she used the device to create words, hoping that one of them would answer it. Combination after combination from the screen, but none was the correct answer. I mean, yeah, usually when you are writing a password, you don't want it to be an extra word. Because it's easier to guess. You don't want it to be a number of importance, you don't want it to be an actual word, you want it random numbers, letters, and symbols. But we are talking about adding more, and this is probably one of the puzzles as well. For all we know, there might be writing on the wall that actually has the password as the answer.
The combination to the air shield is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Stupid thing, but Gumball actually continued to walk to the right. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw him glide over to a badly intensified escape, while Homie had turned to a shared skylight. Finally, Rice found one final password combination, heading Alan Turing. Is this even the word?
Not that I'm familiar with, no.
Let me see. If we can actually find Alan Turing. I mean, no, but it is mathematician. It's Alan Turing, not Alan Turing. It's a name, not a word. Alan Matheson Turing. Who? Oh! He is the one who solved the enigma problem. The enigma code. Now I know why they are using it, okay. I think I'm a bit in acceptance. Around the building, he heard the unlatching of doors and smiled as she put in the device. We are in, Rice stated as she moved to the door, clutching Mr. Lighter in her hand, while gently opening the other, into the other. When she got inside, she was greeted by a moldy interior, the walls heavily rotted. Dust floated in the air, and the flower stench started to make Rice fall. She had the content of her stomach contained, with great difficulty, and put on her remainder before continuing to attack inside. Oh yeah, I forgot that they have that versus Scarecrow incident. Yes, they didn't use it. Even if this air was not technically poisonous, she saw no reason to subject herself to it. And you are defending against a sleeping agent or anything like that, because they might like to use that. I'm on the third floor. Robin spoke to the radio as he entered the building. Here's for me, kid. This guy needs to clear up the place. Robin complained, to which Rice nodded. She came into the next room, seeing the pieces of broken lab equipment scattered across the floor and on the tables. Years of dust was accumulated on them, telling that her, and was for whatever reason Riddle was not using it. Whether it was due to disinterest or simply not part of his current plan, so she couldn't begin to guess. When she entered the room, she saw that unlike the rest, it had been completely cleared. There was clear evidence towards work being conducted in the room. I mean, yeah, it was passport protected.
I don't remember this character's name, but in the cartoon show Darkwing Duck, there was one villainess that whose big thing was about cleaning things. Any spot of dirt just made her obsessively compulsive to try to clean it up. The other thing about her was cleaning up and sucking up with a vacuum cleaner money in order to steal it. So that's really cleaning up the place. It's part of her shtick. I just don't remember the name of the character.
I mean, didn't you know? Money is always dirty.
I was just imagining what her reaction would be entering this place. I would think she would just start cleaning it up. even if there was more important things she should have been doing.
Yeah. Getting by the specific lack of furniture and dust. Yeah. I don't know if I heard that or not. The floors then became a grate of metal and glass instead of hardwood. And despite the clear invitation, Vice refused to tap food on it. Instead, he went back into the next room and, using a leaf, placed a wooden chair on one of the pillars. Nothing happened, causing her to frown. I mean, you would probably need to use something heavier that is the same weight as you. Because a chair is definitely not as heavy as a little girl. I mean, it can be, depending on how heavy the chair is. Alright, Nimbo, I know this is one of your takes. Head out to the empty room, sitting around and trying to see if there were any clues about his whereabouts. What if I'm not going too far for? So how about you make this easy and just come alone? Oh, my ivory! Riddle replied over the building intercoms. The light suddenly turning on and illuminating the activity pad. Where is the fun in that? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I had pictured in my head. Translation for Ivory, please give me easy answers.
My spot and the chair suddenly had actually crossed through it. The wood charred and burned, but otherwise remained intact. Curled up, appear fearful, Mike looked amused and placed her hand on the ribs. And then he pulled out the rubber gloves and the rubber boots, and then once again, I still have this picture in my mind. There you go. Let's be told the issue of electricity. Just have some pink rubber gloves and boots.
You know, he should have kept those gloves, except for one thing. I got the feeling he started to get more adapted to electricity.
I mean, later on, Pikachu didn't do that. It was in the
Honestly,
beginning.
you know who else is constantly exposed to electricity in that show? And really should be more accustomed to it eventually? Is the Team Rocket.
I mean, they had rubber gloves as well most of the time. They were prepared for Pikachu.
Right. They keep blasting off. Instead, it's just straight up dying. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, humans in that universe are much more endure, much more durable than normal humans here.
Yeah. They got plot armor and cartoon physics to help protect them.
Yeah. Let me see what building do we have. Yeah, I told it it's gonna be something like that. There you go. Oh, come on! Nobody shouted, telling her that he, too, was expecting the same thing. Why do you have
I'm
to
not
talk
complaining about
him?
what the music you got here, but thematically, what probably would be good is investigation type of music. Just a thought.
Yeah. I'm not gonna search for it because it's gonna be taking a while.
Thinking what you got here is okay for that.
Yeah, it's called Obscure Sentence. Which sounds significant for anymore.
There's just a chance, though. Maybe battle music could come in handy. But in this chapter, I kind of doubt it.
Yeah.
I
And,
think the tension is right here, just facing all these puzzles and traps.
I mean, who knows, there might be dangerous animals under the whole thing.
Maybe,
Like
yeah.
getting out too much. But it's
There's even a
not
chance.
really.
there's even a thin chance it could be there and Riddler didn't plan it, but I doubt it.
Yeah. Why did you have to taunt him? Korea, and right code. Oh, like him doing this is my fault? And they're arguing me it already. And I told him, well, then why to go and catch your face? I pity you are my latest puzzle. If you can't work as a one, it will make you all a sinner. And yeah, you can hear my voice is not here, it's here the best.
Okay.
What makes you think we are going to play this game? Play your game? Why add? And they went out. Ah, because you want my Xbox, right? So you have to play my game. Why add? And then laugh. Oh, you don't have a choice. And then the spoke. Right here, look snapshots all around the building. And but on those themselves. From in between the door as she walked in. Really, she was around the room, watching it every entrance and exit was my kid before her very eyes. Yeah, you now go because usually you want to put something in the door. Damn it! It was a trap! It's a trap! But I realized with the gimmick. By the second. I mean, who would have thought? Now you finally realize how out of depth you truly are. In the motion and the building shuddered. You and your feeble little mind had no chance of messing me, not when you have fallen into my little trap. If you ever want to leave this building alive, you have no option but to solve my puzzle. If the timer runs out, which I sincerely love, you will be able to do. I mean, what if we don't want to leave this building? Is there somebody talking and the last here listening from the roof? I mean, for all we know, it actually might be the solution of not trying to leave. This would be the hardest solution because everyone tries to leave. Reactor showed a countdown into it, starting at 60 before taking down. But she didn't want to know what would happen when the countdown is 0. But she had no intention of staying around to find out. It would be funny if, by the time I reach 0, all it does is just saying you lose. And then I go, yeah, I won! I did! I won! Yeah! Now we can talk. I can see him doing that though. Damn it! I can't make through! Tommy shouted as Luthor ran through the wall, slightly explosion. Neither can I! Tommy exploded. While seeing this slash rolled torn repeatedly into a linked metal. This time lane is too short to get all the way through. Oh, if I had my sweetheart right now, this would be nothing. Ruby, are you forgetting your semblance that you can pass through any small gaps? Why, literally, breaking yourself apart into particles? I mean, probably she not forget about it. And she knows it to be in that room to solve the puzzle. Because Nigma said that they need all of them to work together. So there are probably hints in the other rooms how wise we need to go, and they will have to probably pull a lever or press a button at the same time. Wise meanwhile tried to lift up the barricade with her grip, but the heavy object badly moved. If she had more time, or some of her own earnest, he was certain she could get out, but neither was an option. He had no choice. I said as she had the countdown. 50 seconds, it had, and Rice frowned. He eyed the puzzle, leaning down next to it, or pressing down on her ear. Do you guys see a bunch of flowers too? 10 by 10? Yes, all electrified. Are you sure that all of them are electrified though? Ruby answered. Same, Ruby replied. And Rice got familiar with the situation. She might do a hidden sound, and how if they didn't work together, they would signal. Obviously, a reference to the electricity, but how would... Rice's eyes widened as she realized what to do. Guys, listen to me. We assembled the end of the same puzzle at the same time. Are you sure? Ruby asked, and despite her partner not being able to see her, Rice nodded. Yes, she insisted. I think we have to make a pattern. Oh, you have to, Oh, it's a big question mark, isn't it? What else will it be? Of what exactly? Ruby asked, then paused. It's a question mark, isn't it? We are doing the same thing in this one as well. Probably, Ruby said it in a flat tone, and Mark nodded. She looked back up at the timer, and saw it was now nearing the 30 seconds, and she frowned.
Alarm ring. Count 2, 3. Alarm ring. And 3 more.
I don't know that song.
It's from Star Trek.
Oh, that's
one
why
episode, which did involve games. You have to it's skipping through this room in a certain pattern.
Ah. Alright, I need you all to do what I do. Rice said as she moved to the center of the grid. At the same time, she related her back to the others, which simultaneously showed her what they saw. Paper, move the spaces to the right. Robin, move one to the left. Both of her teammates moved themselves into position, and Rice nodded. Now assembled to the space. The superheroes moved as one, then descending onto the platform and extracted. Rice instinctually played, and in Ruby and Herman, but to the relief, no harm came to them. Instead, its space lit a little bright green, showing a dark question mark in its center. Each led on the side, and Rice smiled before reproducing herself.
You know what? That's a puzzle Batman wouldn't have been able to solve it by himself.
Yeah?
Unless he had more weights to add to this puzzle.
Yeah, how was... No, this must have been a puzzle he made after realizing that Batman is not coming. This is a new puzzle just for them.
Yeah, if he was able to set it up in time, pretty quickly, he's got to build all these things. So,
Yeah?
it's just a little suspicious. Now, that said, the Batman's not always alone here. He kind of knows he has a team, but this puzzle requires at least 3 people?
Yeah?
Hey, so what if Batman was alone, or had 2 people, or 6?
And he would prepare more or less rooms, probably. Okay,
I wonder if he can adjust his puzzles. Maybe disable some of the traps in order to compensate for whatever number of opponents he's got.
yeah, probably that is what's happening. Okay, now jump over the next page to the one behind it. 1, 2, 3. Maybe he could have done this that using 2 people worth of weight on to activate. So if there are 6 of them now, then two needs to be in each room. And they have to jump at the same time. It shouldn't jump over again. The idea of allowing them to jump at the same time. Once again, one of them were showing as a space is up. With the time ticking down, the teen hero shows forward 2 more spaces. Then the right is urging to right a single move right a single place. They then walk forward 4 more spaces before turning left for 2 more. Finally, because of nearing the final seconds, they moved down 1 space to complete the question mark. And at what was that again lit up and flashed green. Because I stopped and exited 1 second left, obviously, yet all see it is very page. Did we get it? Or requires yes? And if that's a very good question, the button door closing them in is open, allowing them to the button to escape. I think it's under yes. No! And yes, the interview was begun. My wife, Ruby, and Robin left the desktop. You say I'm cheating. You have to be. You looked at the answers on the internet, didn't you? To find out that doesn't exist.
This guy is so much like Jigsaw, except for one thing. He's complaining if the people who, the people who are facing the tests win. Now, that's quite different from someone else who would plant a bomb in the building and not even give them a chance. The building just blows up. He at least gives them a chance to get through his tests, but he's also not expecting it or in complaining when they do. So, kind of weird.
I mean, if I was the winner, I would want the opponent to actually win the puzzle but struggle at doing it. Because
it's kind of what's happening. They passed the puzzle at the last second. That was the challenge.
That's the main reason for Riddle, right? To have a challenge. If you want to kill them, just make a desktop and don't give them the option to leave. That's easy.
I kind of doubt this is what's happening, but here, let me propose another theory. Riddler is pretending to be upset.
Yeah, he is.
Pass the test. Yes.
It is definitely just a road, from what I think.
Alright, let's move on.
If your Riddles and puzzles are so amazing that they can be looked up on the internet, it says more about you than me. I started actually ran through the building and then just came in frustration. I mean, it would be like, you are using AI, don't you? You are using ChatGPT to solve my puzzles. I mean, nowadays it would be like that, right?
Actually picturing that the other way around, using ChatGPT in order to enable the puzzles and create them in the first place.
But they have no soul. You know that. In the end, it's copies of other people. I mean, the endless questions are not that hard either way. You know it's gonna be a question mark or something.
I could picture AIs making some decent logical puzzles, and as far as creative puzzles are concerned, likely little bits of borrowed ideas from a whole bunch of other creators.
You want the attention? In the meantime.
Of course.
Yeah. But smart, actually, I see the wire extending out of the wall and into the floor and ceiling. At the same time, he saw that mirrors embedded into the walls. I have played enough video games to know what they are. The smell of kindling coming out of them, obviously. To be honest, he let it eat dinner. If they couldn't complete the battle on time, he was in the middle of fire, or at least, on the very least, the room. Or he heard the pattering over his feet. And when the warriors went upstairs, White followed them, and almost ran into her partner. Oh hey! Robin greeted White with a smile before the two continued to follow the wires. Robin pulled out her sword, sliding into a load of ground. Sliding in back to load around, before they finally came across the metal walled room in the middle of the long corridor. Robin ran in from the other side, his sword hand in hand, and nodded towards them. The young vigilante had a finger to his lips, telling them to be quiet, as he left the room. White and Robin followed, forming up on the opposite side of the door. Silently, Robin pulled on a small metal wire with the camera attached to the end, and pulled it underneath the door. There, to the small end, they saw a room filled with computer monitors of all shapes and sizes. They formed a question mark. I can believe it would. They cheated! They must have been! They heard the mumble as she walked back and forth inside the room, throwing objects apparently into a bag. Robin nodded at the confirmation that he was there. Robin began to pull back and pull back the camera, and then suddenly stopped and turned towards the door. The cane man nodded, then aimed his cane at the door, and pressed the button on his side, pulling a large minigun to move out of the wall next to him. Move! Robin yelled, as she gave White and Robin used the sublet to burst them away. Yet a hail of gunfire turned to the shade of metal and not of wood. See? This was not a question mark. This was actually a gun. Sparks and splinters filled the air, and a deafening cacophony of gunfire erupted around them. The three heroes lay prone, covering their heads while trying to figure out what to do. Goodbye, cheaters! Riddle told them, as she opened the escape hatch from inside the room, and they heard another extend to the ground. Maybe next time I will have enough voice. Oh, there won't be a next time, for I am officially done! White shouted as she formed a shield of metal glyphs around herself and the two teammates. The bullet slammed into them as she stood up, each impact causing the glyphs to shake as they felt like kingdoms on the pond or surface. But otherwise, no harm. Robin, Ruby, and White herself charged through the gunfire, White forcing her aura entirely into her tumblers to block the otherwise fatal blows, and causing gleams over Riddle's foot escaping to the floor above. Robin, the gun! White shouted. At once, Robin pulled out the batarang and threw it around the edge of the glyphs, and towards the still-firing minigun. The top projectile latched onto the weapon, and it had a short second in it. The minigun wide and slowed to a stop, the gunfire ceasing, but neither of them allowed themselves a chance to rest. Robin grabbed hold of them once again, turning all three into clouds of red, white, and orange heroes out. He followed his last footsteps up to the roof, turning out a tiny ball just as he made his way, until he made his way toward the roof's edge. Oh no, you don't! Robin shouted as she aimed her sword at his back, then fired a crowd into him. The big gash and the Enigma spasmed into the ground, and White seized and kicked his wrist, and they got engulfed. But Robin tied him with the bolo. Still a bolo, not a bolo, but sure. This is one thing this writer forgot. The model is a very different thing than a model. Don't move! It's not like I can! Over here, I see a shot to that throat. The light is coming to a halt. Right father and not to his knee. And trying to me in pointing a weapon to the thing at him. Over your eyes from the side. And on the then they turn and look up from the ground. You have a gun? You weren't supposed to have a gun? He complained.
That's my shtick.
Yeah. Yeah, he's more used to the Batman who doesn't kill, doesn't have projectiles. He complained, but who made chicken is smart. You should see my baby, but too, if I had that, you would never see me coming. It was a sniper rifle. He said, and looked at her partners. She motioned right to take the lead, knowing that her partner was more skilled in this area than she was, and wisely took the opportunity. Now then, Edward, White began, crouching down to look at the Riddler at the high level. We have a few questions we want to ask you. We want to know where you saw just arcade a copy of your animal computing system, which he then used as a part of a greater plot in the city into chaos. That makes you a accomplice to an act that caused millions of dollars in property damage. Not to mention hundreds of hospitalizations and dozens of deaths. So, if someone goes to a computer shop, buys some wires, and then uses those wires to make a bomb, is the shop seller, is the shop owner now an accomplice? It is a very thin line here.
Perhaps if they were aware what they were going to use the wires for.
Yeah, I would say this is not. He sold a computing system, which can be used for anything. It can be used for Batman as well, for all we know. He sold the system, not the actual countdown machine or anything. They must have nothing, and made a ground, and right out her eye. We can do it the easy way or the hard way, and what? Don't make us do the hard way. And what might that entail, exactly? And what they emotionally asked. Only for a moment to bring his face to screen. Using the power of his word, Robin edged closer and closer to the room's side. And as his back and extended out from it, Robin hit into his ear. That's what gesture you lost was answered. Robin told him, letting the Riddler by the scuff of his shirt. Suddenly played a Riddler, he nodded. Especially remembering that they have guards. Knowing that neither ran the hood, the current Robin was utterly serious in this task. Robin quickly pulled Riddler back, and the green-clad man waited in for a few moments before recomposing himself. A heavy pause hung over the earth, and the young hero sat at the top of Riddler's head. I didn't say anything to him, the man spoke, his head hanging down. But you did say it? Robin pointed out, and he nodded. Yes, I did. To a third party. Do you know who they are? Robin asked, but then shook his head. No, because they lied and cheated just like you. I told them they were looking for a black mask and wanted my system to avoid police detection. But man can't go set off his mobs. I recognize my handiwork. I assure you, I had nothing to do with him. Yes, you still had to decide your system to a wanted criminal. White crossed her arms and frowned, but Riddler remained unapologetic. I'm a mad man. Yes, yes, I'm the one who is completely crazy. I have said that, unlike the rest of the idiots in the city. Indeed, by Tom as you can. We are getting off topic. Do you have any idea who they can be? No! Again, because they cheated. All I knew was they were very dangerous people. People I didn't want to mess with. It's why I was hiding in here for the past month, minding my own business until you came along. Like Scott, noticing the exact omission in the entertainment. And the result? And the puzzle? The little answer. And they looked away with the gimmick, telling her everything she needed to know. So, the fact she had heard about him, Linda was obsessive with over his gifts. And even once he was in hiding, it simply couldn't help himself. A word of her felt set for him. Or suppose the totally out. Pushed the totally aside. And running more, you are under arrest. For what? For making photos? Or for selling my creation?
You know what? The only thing I could think they can nail him for is the fact that some of his puzzles were dangerous as they were coming in. But were they breaking, entering? No, not really. I don't believe he owned the place. So anybody could have stumbled in there to those dangerous traps.
I mean, no, because they had to actually open the puzzle first. Remember, it was password protected. And the puzzle wasn't powered off until they entered, and until he powered them from the other room.
You know what? If all of his puzzles had inconsequential uh, circumstances, like none of them were deadly, I'm not sure if they have anything on this guy.
I mean,
Right
for
now.
what were his puzzles that we know of? He already checked the question mark that you have to look from the above. There were some lobster balls in the maze formation, and there were a motorcycle squad in the sewer system where nobody should go. And then this one.
He did it. He did admit to try selling parts to a criminal gang, but it just turns out that the ones that got it is worse than he thought.
Yeah. And they cheated. Of course they were worse than he told me because they cheated.
Yeah, that's what's required in order to win Edward's games here. If they beat him, they must have cheated.
Yeah. Selby and Tommy went back down to the remote control room to connect access to his mainframe, thus making more sense for them. The returned aircraft flying them across town, the landscape below them shifting from concrete jungle to dense swamp, and finally a thick forest. A wild road wound through the landscape, crossing Gotham City with perhaps its most infamous location. The asylum, I think? What is the most infamous? I mean, there's a lot of infamous locations in Gotham City.
No, I think you're right.
And it must be London and allow them to escort them out and into the arms of waiting staff. Yes, it is the asylum, then. They throw us aside over the building's main entrance. Welcome to Arkham Asylum. Come in, and they escorted Animal Limbo. The nurses through the building. Once inside, the team felt as though the dark presence was weighing down on all of them, and none of the hunters could stop a shiver from running down their spines. As they continued walking down, their heads swiveled from side to side, paying close attention to what was happening around them. Good! It's like something out of a horror movie. Vice whispered, keeping an eye on the dark cutting architecture, and feeling the heavy atmosphere, and Herman nodded. Yes, none of us like it, and we have tried everything to make it better, Herman, keeping his hand hovering near his throat. Trust me, when I say that there is no other place for mice to keep these people contained safely, and they knew that best. Do you want to leave? Go? Okay, you can go. Now she always think that she wanted to go down, but now she may want to come back. They continued down the corridor, passing by several gas stations, before finally reaching a service elevator. According to the contingent of guards with rifles were waiting for them, led by a bearded man with a hook for a hand, who contained a name tag on his chest. And so it said Iron Cash. Which we will bring up immediately. I mean, when they said minute man, I told them bigger beard was gonna be now, but there he is.
Good choice of music for this place.
It's a random choice. I didn't know we are coming here. Well, welcome back. Hello. Allocated the Mount Tipper Villain. Who himself merely governed angrily. Or smiled at this, then looked towards the young heroes, and held the one that got away. That's what it is. A few months ago, and we hadn't been able to find him.
You know what? You may have also not established how he got away in the first place, so it could happen again. Right?
I mean, it might be why he sold the system. Right? That might be why they got him out.
Yeah, well, maybe Edward can cheat too.
Yeah. Didn't make it easy for us by submitting, which our is. He does not. Our does opened his hand, which all three heroes really took for a shake. We have it under control from here, and I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you, Officer Cash. Robin replied, nearly sounding respectful. He alongside Hubby and White turned around, preparing to leave. Also, and the red light suddenly flashed. The security guard and Robin grew tense, while Hubby and White became alarmed. What's going on? Hubby asked, pulling out her stone. We did not as well. Our guest answered, a frown on his face. It linked to the safety of his rifle off. The rest of his squad echoing his action. The nation was focused squarely on the metal door, and the sea of flags, one and several were being opened in quick succession. All was quiet, and only the sound being doors opening and the door was bleeding. They then heard it. It sounded small, faint, and muffled from all the walls in between them. But suddenly it grew louder and louder, to the point where it became unmistakable. A loud, uproarious laughter was echoing from behind the door. And as the door opened, Ruby and Rai had cold chills with the last hours. Who could it be? Laughter that joke comes to mind. But it could be any villain. Yeah! The man laughed, despite having 15 guns pointed at him at all times. And that was just his immediate guard. By now, every single officer and the guard was aiming their weapons at the man. Even Homie was holding out his sword, glaring with hateful eyes at the prisoner. Yet, the sight only made him laugh harder. Yeah, honey, all this for me. I'm touched solely. He said, continuing to yell as he was being escorted into the elevator. He called the gates over the three hills. And his merry smile grew wider, and exposed more of his yellow teeth. Oh, goody! Betty's got another more young psychics. Oh ho ho! I look forward to playing with you soon. Yeah, that is a total invitation that I'm gonna escape. Roman's voice was on to silence, and the man laughed harder. Our guest and the rest of his guards filed into the elevator, refusing to take adjustments, while the man kept his attention squarely on them. He continued to laugh, even as the door closed behind him, and the elevator descended into the asylum death. All at once the muffled laughter disappeared, then the two entities allowed themselves to breathe. As they looked towards Robin. What was that? Robin began. Robin began, and Robin did it. Yes, that was the Joker. Yes, and again.
It's stated as was that.
Oh,
There
was
no
that?
what in there.
Yeah, too. Oh, it was what was that? What was that? And again, why shivered. Theo had heard stories about the Joker, about what he did, and what he was capable of despite having no power of his own. Yeah, funny enough, most the Batman and most Joker, the most powerful vigilante and the most powerful anti-vigilante are most just normal humans. I mean, until they sometimes turn into demons. Most of them. But they are just normal humans. Most seems to be and Juniper understood that. That's when each other as made the sense he posed. But to see him in the flesh, to hear his mad laughter, disturbed and frightened them more than they like to admit. Let's get out of here, Mrs. And without saying a word, Robin and White joined her. And we are gonna join them as well. We are gonna get out of here because this is the end of the chapter, which was far faster.
That really was great music for that last scene.
It was again, it was fully by chance.
Yeah.
And the next chapter is gonna be You Think That You Will Make Me. I'm gonna assume this is gonna be another 10,000 or more words, which is gonna be another 4-parter or something like that.
Sure, it should focus on one of the other scenarios that they were assigned to that night. So we're gonna see a new superhero team too. I see Blake in there. I forgot who she was assigned with, but once we figure that out, you might be able to potentially recall who she was assigned to. Go after, like the Penguin or something.
Nick and Yang were going into a similar organization, so they probably went to the Penguin, I assume. But I don't know. We will definitely see in 2 days.
They didn't get that much with Edward, insofar as answers. I don't think he was lying, but they didn't get as much mystery solved as I expected, because I kind of thought that Edward would probably have a lot more information than that.
Yeah, I thought that he didn't say the thing. I thought he just planted it later to give them answers, but it seemed not. I overestimated him. But maybe some other teams will have more answers.
Probably. I just don't think they're all going to have zilch.
No, they are not going to have any information, and the Batman in Regardless, he will find something.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to end up like Scarecrow suddenly got resourceful for no reason. Because every single one of these other scenarios was blank. I don't think so. Someone in these teams are going to find some answers.
You know what I was doing? I was being a decoy! Ha ha! I mean, he really was a decoy at the moment. The first threat of Clued.
But I do actually think Joker's going to be a threat soon. And maybe I vaguely recall a chapter name somewhere in the story that hinted to that.
I mean, I can assume that the whole thing ties back to the Joker putting the threat behind the boss. He can do that.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
The whole thing might go back literally into him preparing to leave the prison. But as everything said, we are living right now, and tomorrow we are continuing the adventure in the TARDIS from the last chapter of the arc. If I recall correctly.
Yep. It's called Training. It's chapter 10.
Signing off! But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye!
Bye bye.